Hi, welcome back. My name is Lucas, and this is another episode of Christ Forerunners. Today we're going to be talking about Mark of the Beast. Now, the Mark of the Beast is a hot subject, especially right now with what's being implemented around the world. The way people think that they're going to be tracking us, given something in your arm. I think there is a misunderstanding of what the Mark of the Beast is, especially in Revelations. You can, all throughout history, see that people have taken this Mark of the Beast. The Mark of the Beast is here. It's already here. And what exactly is that? To me, that is the acceptance and the worship of the beast system, right? How is that true? Well, let's go back and use Scripture to help us out here. So when we understand the Mark of the Beast, we know that there's four things that take place. There's the name, the image, the worship, and the mark, right? Remember, in Revelations, there's chapter 13 is where it's at. You have the beast of the sea and the beast of the earth. And the beast of the earth causes all the people to worship the beast of the sea after it's been wounded and healed. And when you do that, so this beast wants the people to worship the beast of the sea, right? That he shall take the name of this beast and make an image or make the image of this beast, all right? And then they take the mark of the beast. So let's go back to what it says here. And we'll read it in full so we can quite understand what's happening here. So we're going to go from Revelations 13, but let's go to, let's start at chapter 12. Start at chapter 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, that he had two horns like a lamb, and he spoke like a dragon. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doth great wonders, so that marketh fire come down from the heaven on the earth in sight of men, and deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword, and he did live. And he that had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, so that no man may buy or sell, save he had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for the number of a man, and his number is 666. All right. So again, we have worship, image, name, and mark. All right. Where else in the Bible does that take place? How about the Ten Commandments when God's talking to Moses? Let's go to that. We're going to go to Exodus 20, chapter 12, right? I'm going to read some of the commandments here. Number 1, thou shalt have no other gods before me. You shall not worship no other God. That's it. You shall not worship no other God before me. Thou shalt make unto thee no graven images, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. So now image. Shouldn't make any image. Well, in Revelations, they want you to make an image. God's telling you not to. Thou shalt not bow down to thyself or serve them, for the Lord thy God, I am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generations of them that hate me. So again, no worship. Don't bow down to anybody, right? What about thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain? So now you have name. Do not take the Lord's name in vain. Now our mind is going back to Romans. If you go to Romans 6:16, what does he say in Romans 6:16? By Romans 6:16 it says, "You know me not, to whom that yield yourselves servants to obey. His servants are ye whom obey, whether it's unto sin, to death, or of obedience unto righteousness." See, when we choose to worship another God, we're choosing either to worship obedience of righteousness or worship the sin. Right? When you look at it and you understand that the beast system is telling you to do everything that the commandments are telling you not to do. You are choosing to worship the beast system because you're failing to worship God. Again, it tells us in, what is it, Matthew 15, 15:9. In Matthew 15:9, Christ is talking about, here it says, "But in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines of commandments of men." This is Christ Yeshua talking. "But in vain do they worship me, teaching of doctrines of commandments of men." See, when we fail to understand who God is and fail to understand who Christ is and what he has done for us, we will go after the commandments of men. Men are corrupt, and they will spin the word, they will pervert the gospel for their benefit. And when we choose to listen to them and go after what that system is, when we choose to worship the beast system instead of worshiping God's system, we will already have taken the mark. We will already have taken the sign. That's what it means in what was it? In Exodus 31:17. I'm looking at my notes here, sorry. In Exodus 31:17, we'll go back to that. The word for sign, that is a mark. It's a mark that God has gave them. Exodus 31:17 says, "It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever." That word sign right there is the word for mark, right? So when we understand that that God is giving us a mark between him and the children of Israel, and then you're going to take the mark of the beast, this is a system that you are choosing to worship other than God himself, right? And that is why Christ says, "In vain do they worship me." What's he say later on? It says, but didn't we prophesy in your name? And Christ says, "Get away from me, you workers of iniquity, you don't know me." We choose to do things on a day-to-day basis that goes against God, right? Goes against what Christ teaches us. We are choosing to take the mark of the beast on an everyday occasion, and we will worship him. Why? Because it benefits us. Because society today lives in a very selfish society. And God and Christ teach us to live in a very selfless society. But we want what's ours. We want to take it now. We want what's good, right? We see it when we have many people I talk to. As long as you're a good person, as long as you just treat others with kindness and be good on whose accord? Because the good that I follow is the good of the Bible, the good of God and the good of Christ. But I'm not taking the mark of the beast and choosing to worship somebody else. I'm not making images. I'm not going to take the Lord's name in vain. And these are things that the beast system wants you to do. When you realize that obviously Satan can't be God and he can only be a minute speck of him, right? Where he wants to be like him, would you say, "I will be like the Most High"? You won't be the Most High. He wants to be like the Most High. So God gives you commandments to do, and what does the beast do? The beast gives you his commandments. You take his mark. You make an image to him. You worship him. You take his name. And when you do, you start acting accordingly. And that's where we're lost. So this beast system, in the sense, it's already here. and people are already choosing to live on it. And they will take the chip, they will take, whatever it is that goes in your bodily anatomy. They will take all that stuff because they choose to be part of a system that is not part of God's system. Right? And with that, we're going to go to 1 John 2:3. 1 John 2:3. It says, "Hereby do we know that we know him, if we keep his commandments." How well do you know God? How well do you know Christ? Do you follow them? Because if you do, you will keep their commandments. You will keep God's commandments. But if you want to choose to take the mark of the beast and do whatever you want to do in this world to benefit you, to gain your riches, to gain your fortune, to gain your fame, well, there's a place for you. All right, so again, the mark of the beast, worship, name, image, mark. It's already here if you choose to live according to that way of life. To live in this world, because you are of this world. Or believers in Christ are not of this world, but they're in this world. Our commandments tell us not to worship an image, not to worship a God, any other God but before him. Not to take the Lord's name in vain. And if you don't want to do that, you're going to end up taking the marks and worshiping the beast and taking his name, making images to him. So with that, let's pray. Heavenly Father, Holy Father, Yahweh our Father, Yeshua our Christ. Please help guide us all in this world today. You are a beacon of light and hope. Please help all of us that are sinners see the way of life and the way of righteousness, as we know that you died for us, and we pay it back by worshiping you and living for you and not against you. There's many people out in this world right now that need your help. If there's any one of us that can be a beacon of hope for them through you, then allow us to be that. Please grant us that strength. We say this in your name, Yeshua our Christ, Yahweh our Father. All glory goes to you. Amen. Thank you, and until next episode.